Hey everyone, welcome to the Fil-Viet Buddies channel, and today I'm excited to share my amazing solo backpacking adventure through Central Asia, covering Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan. So let's dive right in. So I started my journey flying from Japan, which a layover in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So once I arrived in Almaty, I hit the city center on foot. I met a friend from Denmark, so we explored the city together. We went to the beautiful Orthodox cathedral. As we strolled around, we bumped into a group of awesome locals who challenged me to rap for their YouTube channel.
Challenge accepted.
It was such a fun and spontaneous moment, and they were really cool people.
Wow! You crazy! My Filipino brother! We got you.
After the rap session, we decided to check out Toby Hill. We took a cable car up, and while the place felt like an amusement park, the weather didn't cooperate. It started raining, so we didn't stay too long, but the views were still breathtaking. So on my second day in Almaty, I decided to book a tour through Get Your Guide. I chose a tour that covered some stunning locations such as Sharon Canyon, Colsay Lake, and Candy Lake.
Some Filipinos here, guys. Hey, yeah.
Hi guys, watch till the end.
Yeah. I didn't expect that I'm gonna meet some Filipinos here.
I paid about 1,562 Vietnam dong, which is around 61 USD. Honestly, it was totally worth it. Just look at how breathtaking these places are.
So definitely you should visit this place if you're gonna come here in Kazakhstan, but it's not easy to travel like DIY travel. You have to book a tour for you to be able to visit these places, and it's worth it, really. So I decided to take the horse going up just to experience, and then coming back here I'm just gonna trek. So I think it's gonna be cool and exciting. Hey, look at that.
The scenery made me feel like I was in Europe rather than Central Asia. And one thing I learned is that booking a tour is really necessary for these spots. There are checkpoints in some areas before you can enter, and these locations are quite far from the city center. So having a guide made everything so much easier and more enjoyable. After an action-packed day at Sharon Canyon and the stunning lakes, I decided to take it a bit easier on my next day. I started my day with some much-needed rest, which really recharged my energy for more exploring. I made a way to Green Bazaar. This vibrant market is a feast for the senses. The colors, the smells, and the sounds are just amazing. I strolled through the stalls, trying some local snacks and soaking up the lively atmosphere. If you ever visit, definitely try some fresh fruits and local delicacies. I headed to President's Park in Almaty. This beautiful park is a perfect place to unwind and enjoy nature. Walking through the lush greenery, I felt a sense of peace and tranquility. It's a great spot to take photos and just soak in the atmosphere. So the following day, I decided to visit Shymbulak, which is definitely a must-see when you are in Almaty. I bought a one-way cable car ticket to the first station because there are 3 stations in total, and I was really looking forward to trekking, so I decided to hike from there. So let me tell you, trekking alone was such a rewarding experience. Just look at this fantastic view. The mountains were stunning and the fresh air felt incredible. It was a perfect day for an adventure. And on my way back down, I stumbled upon this cool spot where some locals were swimming in the pool right along the road. And since it was free, I couldn't resist giving it a try. It was such a refreshing way to end the trek.
Today I'm gonna cross the border from Kazakhstan to Kyrgyzstan.
So after exploring Almaty, it was finally time to cross the border into Kyrgyzstan by bus. I was really excited, but things didn't go as planned. When I arrived at the border, I faced an unexpected challenge. Unfortunately, I was rejected entry into Kyrgyzstan. Now, you might be wondering why that happened. If you want to know the full story, I've detailed everything in a separate video, so make sure to check it out on the Fil-Viet Buddies channel. So after 2 long days waiting at the border, finally, I crossed into Kyrgyzstan at midnight. It was a bit surreal and I arrived at my hostel around 1 a.m. So the following day, I joined the trek to Ala Archa National Park organized by my hostel. I teamed up with Michelle, a Filipino solo backpacker I met at the Kazakhstan border. She was a lifesaver when I faced those border issues. But anyway, the park was absolutely stunning. I even made a separate video about it, so be sure to check that out. Next, I traveled to Caracol, a small city in Kyrgyzstan, which took over 6 hours to reach. There, I met 2 awesome Indonesian friends who showed me around.
Hot spring, guys, and I paid 300 som.
We explored the hot spring and beautiful red rock formations. I also visited the wooden Orthodox Church, which was a unique experience. And after 2 action-packed days in Caracol, I returned to Bishkek, where I only had 1 day left to explore. So I visited the Osh Bazaar and the Victory Monument Park, soaking in the local culture and vibe. So overall, my time in Kyrgyzstan was unforgettable and filled with adventure.
So it's time for me to leave Kyrgyzstan.
So I crossed the border from Kyrgyzstan to Kazakhstan and then into Uzbekistan. It was a quite long journey, about 16 hours in total. The border crossing was a bit disorganized and I ended up waiting at the Uzbek border for an hour. Unfortunately, I also lost some money during a money inspection by an immigration officer. So a little tip, watch out when you travel there. And once I arrived in Tashkent, I was blown away by how clean and beautiful the city is. The subway stations, absolutely stunning. They look like art galleries. And the following day, I took a train to Samarkand, and let me tell you, it was fascinating. The journey on the Silk Road is something I'll never forget. If you ever get the chance, you must visit Samarkand. Just look at Kyrgyzstan Square. It's breathtaking. While I was exploring, I even had the opportunity to be interviewed by a TV reporter, which was a fun surprise. And after my time in Samarkand, I headed back to Tashkent since I only had 1 day left before flying back to Vietnam. And as soon as I got to Tashkent, I went to Hotel Uzbekistan to watch the sunset, a perfect way to end up my trip. And on my last day, I explored Chur's Bazaar, immersing myself in the local culture and flavors. Overall, this trip has been an unforgettable experience filled with adventure, new friends, and amazing sights. So thank you for joining me on this journey through Central Asia. And by the way, just a quick note before I wrap up, Jamie and I own this channel together. So Jamie is from Vietnam and I'm from the Philippines. That's why this channel is called Fil-Viet Buddies. We are best friends with the shared desire to travel around the world. Unfortunately, he couldn't join me on this Central Asia trip since he didn't have summer vacation, but stay tuned. We recently traveled to Myanmar and will be uploading those videos next week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out our channel for more adventures and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.